It's Owen Wilson's birthday. The new Spiderman trailer is out, and scorpions are attacking Egyptians. All this and more on The Morning Laugh.
Well, good morning, everybody. Happy November 18th. It's Thursday morning, so that must mean it's The Morning Laugh once again. I'm excited to be here. You're excited to be here. You know who else is excited to be here? You just saw him. Josh Novi, you're excited to be here, aren't you?
I'm so excited to be here. I just can't. You know how excited I am? I'm so excited.
Wow, that's excited.
That's very excited. Aren't
you? You have a face not only that says I'm excited, you have a face that says good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, America.
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that face. Just look at him. Look at him. Okay. All right. Josh, you know who else would like to say good morning to us?
Oh man, I wish I knew who could possibly be waiting in the wings.
It's a
to
man
say good morning.
It's a man who needs no introduction, but yet we're going to give him anyways. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the morning, Mike James. Mike James, everybody.
Oh, am I on? Hi.
Oh, look, there he is. Look at him.
Hi. What is Josh doing right now?
I'm snapping for you, but like softly, you know, like when
you're having a stroke.
Sometimes we do the one-handed clap because we're too lazy.
We're not allowed to talk about the one-handed clap here.
Oddly enough, it takes more effort than the two-handed clap. So anyway, good morning, Mike. How are you this morning?
I'm well. How are you guys?
Man,
we're well.
So good.
Good.
So well rested.
Josh is up and excited.
Thanks, baby.
See?
My beautiful wife just gave me some tea. Good morning.
Look at that.
Good morning, Leslie. Oh man, I'm so excited. I'm telling you what, I haven't been on for a couple weeks, and it's been a long November. So
you missed so much, Josh. We talked about wizards being fired in New Zealand, which that alone took up Mike, a half an hour.
It did.
You can only imagine.
Yeah, he did not say huzzah that day.
Yeah. Well, you know, he should have yelled expelliarmus or whatever, and then they can't to the judge. The judge can't throw down the gavel if it flies out of his hand.
I feel like you misunderstood. Just he was fired. He wasn't incarcerated. He was simply fired from his job.
Yeah.
There was no judge involved.
Well, I assume that all wizards get fired by judges.
That's a fair assumption, I guess.
I mean, he's probably onto something, Mike. If we probably really did a deep dive and looked it up, it's probably he's right.
Yeah, he's right. There was a judge.
Yeah, there's a judge there.
I mean,
he had the fake curly white hair stuff.
It was actually Judge Reinhold, and that's where it got real weird.
Judge Reinhold is the only one who can actually
fire a wizard.
Fire a wizard, Judge Reinhold.
You're like, well, Merlin's really gone off the deep end, but we can't get Judge Reinhold here for another 6 months.
Call in Judge Reinhold. Hey, what is it, guys? Okay. Hey, Brad, nice car. Thanks. 18 more payments, and this baby's all mine. Woo!
Did you say, hey, Brad? Was the wizard's name Brad? Is that why you said that?
No. Brad was his character in Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Well, we're doing a deep dive early this morning, going back all the way back to good Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Gentlemen, it's been a weird news week. I mean, again, last week we talked about wizards. This week, what's going on? Now, I'll get us started off by breaking news. The other night, my son came in. He was very excited that the Spiderman No Way Home trailer has finally, not the teaser, but the actual trailer finally dropped.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen this yet?
Absolutely, I have.
What do you mean it dropped? What does that mean?
It means it came out.
Why do people?
It's been made available for the public.
But what does dropped mean? How did that come about?
Well, dropped is a much more exciting verb than came.
Released.
I guess
that came out.
Sounds to me when you say drop. When I hear that, I feel it makes it sound like
available for viewing.
This thing that people were anticipating came out and it dropped. It was awful. It was a disappointment. That's what it sounds like.
Up.
Yeah.
It can't up. There's no way.
It was
Yeah, you
lifted.
see
How
that?
about that? It wasn't
No.
dropped. It was lifted.
It was
It was
lifted.
released. How about released? Because that's English.
Yeah, but release sounds like it's been captive, and nobody likes that anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
It was.
guys-
That's
you
way
guys,
more accurate than
this-
dropped.
The Spider-Man trailer has finally been released after 7 long years against the Taliban, and it's just finally out. So happy for it.
Boy, that was a tangent. So, anyways, the Spider-Man trailer is available for your viewing pleasure.
Was it released?
At your convenience? It's just become available. That's all I'm going to say, and you can now watch it on any one of your platforms you choose. So I'm taking Mike has not seen it.
No, it's a trailer. Who watches trailers?
People watch trailers to get excited. They're the previews. Remember the previews, Mike? When you used to go to the movies?
I've watched a few trailers, like when there's a movie like, oh, I can't wait for that movie, and the trailer, oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
But like just generic, there's a new trailer every week, and apparently dropping trailers is not just something a tornado in Alabama does. It's something that new artists do also.
That's what happens. You got to listen. There's 2 types of movies that drop a trailer: real good ones or Twister.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's exactly. I'm not going to add anything more. That's exactly right.
Yeah,
good ones and Twister.
Because nobody's ever been like, yo, y'all seen this? Look at this. Check this out. Yo, The Holiday with Carmen Diaz or whatever. That new trailer just dropped.
Did people say, yo, Spider-Man, that new trailer just dropped?
I somehow feel like we've missed. So if anyone is still watching or listening at this point, because we've gone on a 10-minute tangent.
I feel like this is an important topic for America. The misappropriation of our language.
When I was 6, I didn't say, "Hey guys, the new Happy Days dropped last night. Did you watch it?"
Right.
And they said, "What are you from the future?"
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, it said dropped.
Man, that's real. That's real heavy.
That's lifted. All right, Mike's taking all the fun out of this now. So
yeah.
No,
I think it's exciting that I think it's exciting that the trailer came out. I just don't understand the term dropped. All right, we'll move on. So you watched it, Brian. Were you enthralled by it? Was it everything you hoped it would be?
Mike, I'm 53 years old and I've waited my entire life for this moment. Yes, I was excited it came out. Yes, I watched it probably 4 or 5 times in a row.
Was it better than the book? The trailer of Spider-Man?
All the Spider-Man are is based on a book, Mike. It's called a comic book.
No, I said
it's not a graphic novel, Mike. Okay, first of all,
if you're looking for accurate storytelling.
First of all, everyone knows that Peter Parker is not as good as Miles Morris, okay? And okay, so first of all, when that trailer drops, that's when I will really
I feel like this impression you're doing is not quite as cute as you think it is.
Yes, it is.
Way too long.
No, it's not. This is Mike's a party pooper. It's what happens there.
Awful. Shut up. That is awful.
We're gonna get a lecture on you can't use the term party pooper anymore. What party are you talking about?
Yo.
Political party?
That reminds me
you guys hear about that party pooper trailer? Movie. It just dropped.
That reminds me of the Dumb and Dumber movie where they said, "You want to hear the most annoying sound?" And then they do that for too long. That was the worst part of that movie.
Listen, Mike, you can't triple stamp a double stamp.
All right. So the Spider-Man trailer came out and you watched it. And I don't understand. So what? How is that news? How is that anything interesting?
Because for weeks on end, there's been leaks, there's been rumors, there's been more leaks and everything else. Mm-hmm. Nothing has been confirmed. The trailer itself still doesn't confirm a whole lot. It does confirm some of the villains. But it doesn't confirm some of the more important things as to
is this another Spider-Man 1 or is it finally building on another Spider-Man?
This is part all of them.
Yeah, theoretically it's gonna include all of the Spider-Mans. The Spider-Mans?
Yeah. Not the singing group, the actual superhero.
Yeah.
The Spider-Mans.
You guys welcome to
from the 50s.
Cast me a web to catch my love. Yeah.
They wore those sweaters and it made me itch just looking at them.
I know. It's weird too that they were wearing the masks. Anyway,
it's weird that they made their own silk. That's the weirdest part.
Yeah. If you recall when they did Ed Sullivan, they were like, "Nope, waist up." Anyway, it's a long story. So yeah, it's if it's what all of us are thinking it is, Mike, it's actually not part 3. It's more of part 3.
So was there a part 3?
443 because somebody
like
only had 2 movies.
It's like part 3, section 4.
Yeah.
So wait. So in this world, because there's been like 7 Spider-Man movies that I'm aware of, but so this one is part 3. 8. It's part
Spider-Man. 8 Spider-Man movies. Yeah.
This is the 8th one.
This will be the 9th.
Does that include the original one from like the 70s or the 80s? Are we talking?
That's technically a TV show, so we're not.
Yeah, that wasn't
okay. All right. Sorry.
So you got
3,
2, 3, 2, 2. Sorry. So 8, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right?
Yeah.
3. 4,
Yeah,
5, 6, 7,
okay.
8.
So now we're gonna make Mike really mad, Brian. So now, do you include the other things where like Spider-Man had a very large part, like some of the Avengers movies?
No,
or do you don't include those in the Spider-Man?
All I'm going to say to you right now, Josh, is once you say the word multiverse, Mike's head's going to explode and go, nope, and we're going to get a lecture on how that ruins everything.
Did you guys ever see the movie? Did you ever watch the old movie Misery, the Stephen King thing? With Kathy Bates?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you remember how she captured him and wounded him and made him rewrite his book because he cheated?
Right.
The guy died at the end of a book. Then he came out with a new one and, he miraculously survived or something. It was a dream or he cheated in literature. That's multiverse.
Just like time travel.
It's just the cheat. It's the how do we milk more out of this story and still be able to complete stories.
You know, I said it last week and I said it the week before, and I'm going to say it again. It's entertainment.
Oh, no, absolutely. I'll still watch them. I would rather. It's like in Indiana Jones when they decide to toss in a UFO. Come on. That's not the same thing. It's entertainment for some, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was in the middle of Iraq when I watched the Crystal Skull movie because we got like a bootleg of it. We were all watching it, and like when that happened, all of us were wishing for like an attack. We're all just like, I wish, because otherwise we're gonna sit here and watch the rest of this piece of crap.
You're hoping there was a incoming. Finally,
oh, good. Can go do something.
Well, all right. Well, anyways, for if it matters to you, the Spider-Man trailer is out. Whoever's listening and watching. Anywho.
Wow. Are you talking about the spider? Wow.
Once again.
Wow.
It's Owen Wilson's birthday today. Guess how old? 52.
52.
That's
I'm older
crazy.
I'm older than Owen Wilson.
Yeah, your nose is straighter. If
that's why.
You.
That's why I look.
Mm-hmm.
I feel.
Oh, now you look 54.
54.
Well, that's true. The more broken your nose, the younger you look. That's weird.
Yeah.
Man, Owen Wilson. Anybody see Cars 3, by the way?
No.
What a piece of junk.
It's terrible. You're talking about Mater?
No, the actual Cars 3.
Oh, the actual. Okay.
You know what? When the trailer dropped for that, I was so excited.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, but the problem is that they used the multiverse to bring Steve Bannon back.
Right.
Did you guys see? Did any of you guys see Planes?
No.
That was in the Cars universe.
No.
You didn't see it, really?
No, we don't. I don't. So we only accept the multiverse when it comes to Marvel movies, Mike. We don't actually accept the idea that planes can also talk to cars. I don't. No, sir.
At no point did Thomas the Tank Engine have a conversation with Lightning McQueen. It's not going to happen in my life.
Lightning McQueen.
Dane Cook played the main character. I was surprised that didn't take off because it was a decent movie. It was like Cars. And
take off, is that a term? Is that a term people using take off? What does that mean, Mike?
Guys,
I know it's a plane movie. Do well. And anyway, I think it's interesting because
I just thought it was a bad.
I thought, well, this will be another big thing, but nobody watched it. It wasn't bad. I didn't think it was bad. I don't know. It was just
they made 2 of those, didn't they?
I don't know, but Dane Cook was the main voice for the main character, Dusty Crophopper.
Yeah.
And when I was in LA, I got him to sign a toy for my grandson.
You know, the crazy thing is, I understand his character only had one line, which was "look over there." But it was like, "Hey, okay, so let's say you're gonna look somewhere. You're gonna look, and in a general direction of which you're looking is, and it just took 2 hours.
It was 190-minute line. Yeah,
yeah. My favorite part of Planes was when they all lined up and slapped the lady.
Yeah. Leslie Nielsen was great in the Planes.
Yeah,
he was.
He surely was.
He played that. Yeah, they played that old plane. Surely you know how to fly.
Yes. Welcome to Josh and Brian Annoy Mike. Today on Josh and Brian Annoy Mike.
It doesn't take both of us.
Today on Josh Annoys Mike. Wow.
You know what? Hey, hold on a second. Mike, try it. Just once.
I wonder why we only have one listener every week.
Mike, just give us a little Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson? I don't think. Yeah.
Just like, wow, I didn't know that. Do it like that. Try that.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Wow, it's like he's in the room, Josh.
Yeah. If I close my eyes, I could imagine that I'm.
All right, Mike, do Vince Vaughn now. You're like, come on, baby, look at the planes. The planes are beautiful, baby. Just try that one.
Vince, that movie Swingers. That was it was almost unwatchable to me because of his character. I just could not stand watching him.
How come, baby? How come you don't like it?
Oh my gosh, he was
What's not
so
to like?
annoying.
What's not to like? Vince Vaughn, he's tall, he's good. Look, I'm good looking. You're good looking. Your money. Look at your money. Come on, baby. Your money. You don't like this for 90 minutes? You don't like this for 90 minutes is what you're telling me. Come on, baby. You love it. You love it. You know you love it, baby. Come on.
Let's see. What else do we have to talk about?
How many more minutes?
How many guys did?
Folks, we're just trying to get to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited about this. Speaking of getting to Thanksgiving, so there's a neighborhood in San Francisco where you guys see in the valley they have these Waymo cars.
Yeah,
seen those? Yeah. So it's a self-driving car. We have them all over my neighborhood, and there's a neighborhood in San Francisco that's a dead-end street that all these cars just end up getting stuck on, and then they make a bunch of noise in the middle of the night. So
that's not, well, gosh, if you're a passenger in there, all the passengers are just looking at each other in the other cars. You got dumped here too. Interesting. I passed a Waymo car the other night, and I was concerned, so I sped up to make sure I distanced myself quickly from it.
Mm-hmm.
So
I thought I saw a Waymo car because I saw there's like a self-driving car, and I was like, wow, but it was just an old lady, and I couldn't see her because she was like this.
I saw a video yesterday about a cop pulling over a Tesla when it was being summoned. You know, Tesla's, if you go on the app and summon your car, it'll find you in the parking lot. It won't go out on the streets and stuff, but it'll pull out of a parking spot and come get you in front of the building or whatever. And apparently a cop pulled one over and there was nobody in there. There's a funny YouTube video on it.
Huh.
Speaking of YouTube videos, this is what I hate about YouTube videos. 2 things. One is you're looking at one because you're trying to figure something out. And there's I found, you looked up how to install a doorknob or whatever. Oh, here's a video. And they just talk and run a 5-minute little intro video and just get to the doorknob. What are they doing? That drives me insane. And then if you watch like the funny videos of people falling or whatever, most of them are okay now, but they still first of all, they still do it vertically on their phone, which is the worst. And second, they pre-edit it with a rewind and slow-mo and rewind. It's like, what are you doing? That ruins it so much.
So it's almost like in those videos too. Like, hey, we're going to show you how to change the alternator in your vehicle here. First of all, you're going to pop your trunk, and then I'm going to get some coffee.
Yeah,
So here's what I like to drink.
Before we get to that, I know it's 20 minutes into the video already, but before we get to it, don't forget to hit subscribe and press like or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome to my instructions on how to set up your computer. So go ahead. When I was 14, my grandpa, he was like, what?
Yeah.
Oh
I mean, they
boy.
must get people watching it, but oh my gosh.
Yeah.
There's-
Save
so
all that for the end. Like, and that's how you install the alternator. Now, you want to know why I love cars so much?
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Or refer to this video that I recorded that contains all the content of the first 15 minutes of every video I've ever done.
This is my favorite. Here's a diagram on how the serpentine belt's supposed to look. Bloop. Okay, that's it. Let's keep moving on.
Yeah,
It's to the point where you can't even pause it. I almost had it. You know.
First of all, just loosen the throm bolt screw.
That just comes right
Where's
off.
that? What are you talking about? Where's that?
My favorite though is that just comes right off. Does it? Because it never does. Like 4 of us are in the garage going,
Yeah.
Just a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It never does. And then then you have to get a blowtorch out, and then everyone's like, "What? You're not supposed to use a blowtorch." Pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure you are.
My cat. It's my cat. Okay.
Yeah. That is completely my father-in-law. Like, should we just get some WD-40? No. You have any honey and some vanilla extract and some rust? Yeah, watch this.
I like how you use honey to loosen it.
Yeah. The honey's just. Just more.
Small, you know how bees can get in the small areas. I can't explain it to you.
Do you have any pencil shavings and super glue? We'll get this right off.
Any hair of a newt? No. All right. Whatever. I guess we'll use a dog hair.
Do you have any retired wizards around?
Hey, speaking of wizards, you guys ever go to the bathroom? No, I'm kidding. The Harry Potter 4-week event with Helen Mirren. It's a like a trivia thing only on Harry Potter, and they've divided all the teams up into the different schools, Gryffindor, whatever. I don't know what they are. I don't read it. Anyways, it's a TBS. It's a 4-week event coming up, I think, starting next week. Have you seen this?
It's like a game show or something?
It's like a game show. It's like, how colleges do the trivia or debates, kind of like?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's each class is set up against each other to find the most, extreme Harry Potter knowledge nerds in the world. TBS.
Oh,
wow.
Helen Mirren hosting.
Do they win something? Is there a trailer I can watch of this?
Yeah, it hasn't dropped yet.
Yeah. It actually takes off next week.
I don't know if it's related to that, but I believe the 3 kids from Harry Potter at some point are supposed to reunite, possibly for that at one point.
New trailer and details revealed for Harry Potter Hogwarts Tournament of Houses quiz show. A trailer dropped, you guys.
Dropped.
Yeah, it just dropped. It dropped.
It's called Tournament of Houses.
Really armless.
I think that stems from the old days when you had tape and you'd be like, "Hey, Jerry, you got that new DVD? Yeah, here it is. Oops, sorry guys, I dropped it."
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I think it goes back to when they used to press vinyl albums. The album would physically drop in the press.
Yeah.
And so drop an album.
See, I thought it was because sometimes the beat drops. And so I thought that was just like a play on words. Like, yeah.
To be honest, I think it stems off of mic drop. Like, boom, there it is. Check it out.
Ooh, okay.
Are you sure it doesn't have anything to do with dropping a crock pot full of chili?
It could be. All right. If you're watching or listening right now, pick up your selectors. A, B, or C as to what does drop mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I want to hear, because I'm not going to look. Here's the thing. I'm not going to look it up. What do you think drop? Like, where do you think it came from? Everyone listening or watching this.
I'm telling you what I think it came from. It used to just refer to music, and it was kind of more recent. But it was the way they used to make record albums. They were, they would drop in the thing. They started pressing them. It used to be they'd engrave the groove into the album, but now then they came up with a process of just pressing them. And that was dropping them. I think. I may not know, but that's what I thought it was.
Huh.
What do you think?
I'm looking up online, and it's not really even meaning what we mean it means. It says to ingest illicit drugs.
Drop an acid.
Oh, so like you're ingesting the trailer?
You're ingesting the trailer. Yes.
Okay. All right. Guys, turns out that we are all losers. None of us are cool anymore. And welcome to the rest of our life. Okay. All right.
It's really just a bunch of old men going, hey, did you drop your meds yesterday? Yes, I took my vitamins. Speaking of dropping, let me just add my 2 cents in here real quick. My album is all set to drop on November 30th. So,
nice.
Yeah. So I'll let you know more when it drops and how we will all celebrate that. Yeah. Mike is on the album. Josh is on the album. Mm-hmm.
I'm prominently on the album. I'm probably the most common voice on the album, if you really think about it.
Commonly, yes. More than mine. Probably the most identifiable voice outside of mine. I hired Mike to play Mike. Josh plays the announcer. You don't know which take I picked, though, Josh. I picked Mike.
I don't. Honestly, I don't even remember what we did, because as soon as I do something, I immediately forget.
Yes. I believe you're track 3.
Cool. Well, I can't wait to drop some money on that.
Yeah, actually, if all works out well, I will get said DVDs in hand. I'm doing DVDs. I'm doing. It's a digital release, but I did get a few hard copies for.
Did you get albums though? I mean, record albums. That's what I want.
I could. It's super expensive, but you can. Yes.
Is it like? So, do you have to order a minimum?
You have to. It's 1,000 minimum.
Oh, gee. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it's 1,000 minimum albums. That's a lot. I don't think I don't even have a reach to give you three any that anybody you'd be like, I don't want this. And I know you, Brian. No. So yeah, it's like 1,000 on that order. So I don't know, if I won the lottery, I'd make an album, a vinyl album, get it out there to the world. But anyways, cool. We'll talk more about that when we get closer to the date.
I've heard parts of the album. It's really good. I'm looking forward to the rest of it.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Are you going to drop a trailer?
I'm going to drop. There's so much droppings coming, Mike. Oh, so many droppings.
That's what your album should have been called, as Droppings.
The Droppings.
Brian Kohatsu.
And then instead of tracks, it'll be called drops. Drop 1, drop 2. Did you listen to drop 3? It's great. Josh, you're on drop 3. It's great.
I'm on drop 3.
I am the first to admit I am not up on the lingo, and most of it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, dropped is no shorter than released, so I don't know why the conversion, but it doesn't matter. I have been seeing acronyms online. There's one I've seen for a long time, and I never bothered to read what I thought it was. Just like, oh, every once in a while you read some article and it's got some series of characters in there, and it's like, well, that was supposed to be a picture or something, and got messed up. One is TLDR. I never understood what that meant. I finally looked it up. You know what that is?
TLDR.
No,
I see it all the time.
I looked up the definition, but it was too long, so I didn't actually read it. So
that is exactly the definition. Too long, didn't read. And
really,
yeah.
My favorite is I can't remember what comic did the WWW is short for World Wide Web. Really, the best one is Norm. ID is short for I, and D is short for dentification.
Yeah, I like that too.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So true. So true, so funny. So Norm.
Well,
way to bring the show.
Well, speaking of Canadians, Norm was Canadian.
Yes.
The thief in Canada, he photocopied his face and left it there after burglaring a business.
Yeah, I saw that story. He went into an office park place, went into one of the businesses in the office park, and stole some stuff. I don't know how much. They didn't really talk about that. But while he was in there, he thought it'd be funny to get a photocopy of his face, and then he left it there. So they found him quickly and arrested him.
Yeah. Also, it doesn't say what the business was. Or it just says he was at a business park. A Canadian thief went into a business park and broke into some sort of business.
Interesting.
In an area. He was in an area. This is where you're like, are you sure like Canada actually knows how to deal with criminals? Like, so this Gary Lambay of Toronto, he broke into somewhere in this area. he stole something.
Canada is broken down by area, so you just have to say the area, and people know where you're talking about.
I like that Canadian news is pretty harsh. You know, this thing happened. More on that in a bit.
You want to find out about it? Do your own research.
Oh yeah, and then later on,
tune into an American channel.
Yeah, the police all looked a boot. They didn't find him. Anyways, in other news, the weather, something's going to happen. There's your tease.
Yeah.
Speaking of the weather, Brian, there was a storm in Egypt. Josh had teased this at the beginning. The storm provoked thousands of scorpions from surfacing or to surface that provoked them up to the surface. And apparently hundreds of people were injured and several people killed.
Yeah.
Because of the storm or because of the scorpion?
No, the scorpion stings. Sorry.
Really?
I wasn't being clear. Yeah.
So
he was being very Canadian about it.
Yeah. So you would think a storm, like when there's a storm, I usually run inside. Scorpions apparently go, hey, what's all the ruckus? And then they come out.
I think what happens, because I've seen that here too, when we have the monsoons or whatever in Arizona, that's when I start to see scorpions come up to the surface and stuff, because the water apparently, it probably soaks down in there and they're escaping the water by coming up to the surface.
Huh.
I don't know if that's true, but that's
it's weird too, because they're so similar looking to, like, say, a lobster. You would think they go toward the water, but they don't.
They are very similar to a lobster.
If
you boil them, they scream.
Well, here's a fun fact: scorpions they're in the same family as lobsters and crabs. And if you've ever had a scorpion, it's actually pretty delicious.
Oh, you know what? I thought I knew where this was going, and I didn't because I just
didn't know it was going. But
I remembered at the last minute. I thought you were going to say cicadas, but that's shrimp. I apologize.
Oh yeah, they taste like shrimp. No, scorpions, great.
See, I watched the show.
My wife ate a scorpion for her birthday a couple years ago. It was a competition of eating bugs, and she ate a big giant black emperor scorpion or whatever they're called.
Now, how is that fixed to eat?
It was dried, just dried. So
just
dead
dried.
And dried. Yeah.
So not cooked or any way, not sauteed in any way.
No, just dried.
So do they have a shell or is it skin or what do they have?
Yeah. It's shell, but it's very soft.
All right, ready?
You've seen scorpions around. When they die, they're very brittle and soft.
They are mushy. They are mushy.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
See if it's gonna show up.
Scorpion sucker.
Yeah, I got this for my kids, and they're so excited about it. Then they had like 3 licks on it, and then they didn't eat it. So,
well, it's because of all the tequila.
Yeah. Well, I got them very drunk before I did. So,
nobody just eats a scorpion.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
503 people were hospitalized from that storm in Egypt because of scorpion stings.
Yeah.
Can you imagine taking a scorpion to the face? Ugh.
Yeah. So here, this will creep you out. Our neighbors here, we've had scorpions in our house a few times, and it's pretty easy to get rid of them. But our neighbors, they had bad scorpions. They used to have scorpions. They'd crawl across their ceiling at night and drop into their bed from the ceiling. They've been stung so many times. But those are different kinds of scorpions. A bark scorpion, that's a bad sting. You take 2 of those and you're going to be done. But most of those little brown scorpions you see around are they hurt pretty bad, but not like a bark scorpion. My wife got stung by a bark scorpion, and man, it did her in. It was bad.
Not fun.
That was a really cruel prank you played on your wife, Mike.
It was. I told her, look in your shoe before you put it on. She did not. No, she actually. This is what happened. She went into the back room of our house. Our granddaughter had been over, and she was playing. And my wife went back there to pick up a little, and there was some food on the ground. So she reached over and picked up that wasn't food. It was a scorpion. She picked up a live scorpion with her fingers, and it stung her in the thumb. And then about 2 hours later, she said, "I am numb and on fire." Her whole body. And
her thumb didn't swell up.
Paralyzed her. What?
Her thumb didn't swell up like 9 times as big, right?
No, it didn't. You couldn't tell at all.
Thumb.
No, you couldn't. No, it wasn't like.
Wow.
You couldn't. There was no visible sign other than her being like almost paralyzed. She couldn't move, and the sobbing and weeping. Aside from that, there was no visual sign of it.
Wow.
Did you take her to the hospital or did you just laugh?
No, we
or
called the hospital. I when I finally caught my breath, I called the hospital. They said all they said was, "Yeah, that sucks." They go, "Don't. There's nothing we can do." They said if she loses control of her eyes, like they start flittering back and forth or rolling back in her head, then bring her in and we'll do what we can. But other than that, she just has to suffer through it. They said it'll get worse and worse for about 12 hours. Then it'll take another 12 hours for it to start to subside. But she was still feeling it like a week later. It wasn't hurting, but she still felt numb and kind of out of it for a week. It was really bad.
So you kids listening to this show, scorpions are not fun.
They're not.
I have picked up a few scorpions here, but I've never been stung by one.
You know what's weird is that I'm not one to pick up bugs and all that kind of stuff. I'm not afraid of them. It's just I was never one of those kids that did it, except grasshoppers. And yesterday, my wife was doing yard work, and I said, "You know what? There's a grasshopper hanging around." I looked down, and he didn't move, and I picked him up. And I was looking at him, and I was like, "I haven't done this since I was a kid," you know. And my wife's like, "Why are you grabbing that?" She goes, "Let him go." And so I threw. She goes, "Will it fly?" And so I threw it at her, and then he did fly off, but then he just kept hanging around. Like I think he liked me at that point
because you petted him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a moment. I looked at
if you blow into one end, it makes a whistle sound.
Yeah. Well, that's cricket. Sorry. Sorry, wrong end.
Oh my gosh.
Grasshoppers go woodly-goo. As grasshoppers do.
So I was looking at some news sites today, actually, not the other day. Today I was looking at them, and I kept seeing the same story pop up, which is a road in Las Vegas. Somebody packed up to move, and they were moving to Maine. A roadrunner got into the moving van, and when they opened it up in Maine, it came out. That's a long. It must have been several days in there. That roadrunner. And how do you not see a roadrunners are huge birds?
Not to
mention notice that roadrunner in the moving van.
All the honking from the back. Honk,
yeah.
honk.
Well, I think that I mean, obviously he's trying to get away from Wile E. Coyote, and you know, he saw a moving truck that said Acme Moving, and then you know you go.
Brian, let's just let him go as far as he can with this. Go ahead.
And then all of a sudden, you're you're a road runner.
Now, what they failed to say was that when they were packing it, when they were packing, there was a little tiny thing of birdseed that had a sign that said birdseed on it, but it was spelt wrong. And it's a point to it. Like nothing else in the back of the truck.
The worst part about this whole thing is that they actually said, so they said that it was in there for 4 days and it was malnutritioned or whatever. And they said that they're going to
malnourished.
Man, whatever. And I said, or whatever, Mike. Okay.
I know. I just wanted to clarify for the audience that don't understand terms like malnutritioned and dropped.
Yeah. I think the worst part though, they said that they're gonna get it back to health and then take it back to Nevada and release it. And I
love the fact that he's somewhere in an ambulance on his back with a little tiny respirator on his beak. He's gonna be okay. He's gonna make it.
I like visualizing that, and the driver's the coyote.
Yeah, and he's kind of got that smirk. You're like, you ready? Can you imagine that? If, like, let's say he somehow managed to get out of that and he was okay, and then he's just roaming around Maine, this roadrunner by himself. I mean, first of all, Pixar movie all over this thing, right? But yeah, it's got to be weird that roadrunner's like, what in the world?
Honey, we're gonna go watch the Roadrunner.
What is that accent? Am I in Canada?
Are we in Canada? I don't know. It's me, Vince Vaughn.
Come on, Roadrunner. Come on. You want to go road running with me? Let's go road running. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. Roadrunners are weird looking birds, but they're cool.
I didn't think they were that big. Like
I watched a roadrunner kill a rattlesnake one time. It was crazy. And those rattlesnakes are mean and fast, but somehow these roadrunners apparently they eat them.
Yeah. Well, they got it's that high metabolism that they've got. All that road running.
Yeah.
Do they only run on roads, or do they go off?
They do. They used to run in the desert, but they made it illegal
after it was.
No, they actually. I was under the impression that they actually didn't exist until somewhere around like 1920ish, when roads became widely available for everyone. So
I think a dust storm came through, and they came to the surface.
Yeah, because all the water pushed them out.
Meep, meep, boom, and then like my question is, where are they running to?
Well, obviously they're running to Maine, but they keep getting hit by cars. This one roadrunner figured it out. He's gonna go, and then they send him back.
Wonder what a roadrunner would eat out there. I mean, it would be so weird. I think
in Maine, you mean?
Yeah, that whole fish out of water kind of mentality of like,
I don't know.
Like, would the bugs be like, these are salty or something? I don't know. I don't know how that works, but I don't know.
This is the best clam chowder I've ever had.
I mean, everybody's got coyotes, right?
Yeah, they're pretty common. Those in bobcats and stuff, I think, are pretty common around the whole country.
Did I ever tell you this? I was so my daughter she's on the golf team, and we were watching her play, and we were coming up to the next hole, and we were in a cart. We come up on the next hole, and there's a roadrunner and a rabbit sitting next to each other like this. And as soon as we came around that corner, they both went like they got caught talking like, I'll talk to you later. And then they both scrammed like they're not, they're friends. Nature's friends are the roadrunner and the hare. Catch you later, Bob.
There's where we live here, there's a little restaurant, and you sit outside to eat. We were sitting out there, and it's over a golf course, and we saw a roadrunner fly in and land on the golf course from overhead. I didn't know roadrunners could fly. Apparently, they can just a little bit, like they can fly up to a perch or whatever. So this must have been on the roof. All I saw, though, was this thing flying in from the sky. I thought, did you see that? That roadrunner just flew here. It was crazy.
With enough momentum, maybe they could just glide.
Yeah, maybe.
Like a flying squirrel.
Well, so this is very sort of on the topic. This family in Peru, they thought they got a dog, and after the dog ate a bunch of ducks and chickens and guinea pigs, they found out that they actually bought a fox.
Interesting. Now, fox to you guys, more dog or more cat?
Oh boy, that's a good question. They're pretty in between. I would say more. They've got to be canine, right? I don't know.
I mean, they're canine, but I think that they're more cat-like.
In the fact that they're just aloof and kind of rude.
They're like one of them border cities. The last of the great fence riders.
You know,
am I a cat? Am I a dog?
Yeah, you know, well, you know, because aren't like
too pretty to be a dog. Seems too pretty to be a dog.
Did you just say the words "too pretty to be a dog"?
Too pretty to be a dog.
Yeah,
dogs are handsome. Come on.
Yeah, dogs are more rugged. They're not pretty. Well, they can be. I mean, they can be forced to be that way. I don't think they like it.
We're talking about show dogs. They don't like to be pretty.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the beagle. Mm-hmm. Yeah, They don't like that.
Well, I don't know. Oh,
by far our best episode going right now, guys.
Oh my gosh, guys! I'm blown away
by the minute.
We've covered Spider-Man. We've covered slang.
What does your cup say on the outside of it, Josh?
So here's a fun little thing. It says Albia, Iowa. But here's fun. So I was up in Iowa, and someone drove several hours to come watch my show, and then they gave me a set of mugs for my wedding gift.
I thought for sure you were going to say they drove several hours to watch my show, then they gave up.
They gave up. They were like, we were gonna drive several hours, but then we didn't want to. Actually, honestly.
Oh wait, what town was it? Oh no, that's far.
Yeah,
I thought you meant the next town over.
That's how I felt too. I was like, really? And then but then it's very sweet. And so they gave us these the matching mugs for
very cool.
Yeah, it was very sweet.
It's very nice.
I will say, listen, I got some of the best fans I know other people talk about their fans, but mine are better. Mine are way better.
I don't know if I have any fans.
I mean, Mike has at least one. I see it in the background.
I do. Yeah, that one fan. I turn it on every afternoon as it gets warm in the house.
I have one right above my head, but
that's right. That's right, America. It's toward the end of November, and it gets too warm in the house.
Yeah, it was what was it, 87 today, something like that. 80.
Yeah, it's in the 80s something.
Yeah. So, yeah, the winds of change are coming eventually. Maybe it'll be around Christmas time. That's why all the Christmas ads. So I was at a Mexican food restaurant the other night, and on the menu they had their special holiday hot cocoa.
Oh,
and it was only like 89 outside, and I thought, kids, cocoa, and no takers. So yeah, I'm having a hard time really getting into any kind of holiday spirit at the moment.
We've been drinking hot cocoa each night, even though it's warm, because we've been doing this healthy food thing. I don't want to say diet because it's not really that, but it's this. So we're just getting food that's just raw foods and stuff. And so one of the things that means there's no candy or sweets or anything, but there's this cocoa that Jenny found that it's just all very healthy. It's actually good for you, cocoa. It's not just not bad for you. It's actually healthy to drink it. So, but it tastes good, heat it up, and it's chocolatey. So it's that's what we've been drinking for the last several nights. We've had that.
Is it a Wonka chocolate, Mike?
It is not. I don't know what it is. I don't want to know what it is.
Too many of those, and you could be in trouble.
Because she also made brownies from not chocolate, but black bean brownies. They actually are very pretty. They're pretty good. I was going to say very good, and they're not very good, but they're pretty good. They're very pretty good.
I just like the idea that your wife just lied to you about this stuff. She's like, no, it's not processed at all. Look, look. It says Swiss Miss. It's not.
This is a good kind of chocolate, Mike.
It's just a good. These are where do we get these brownies? They're beans. There's beans in those brownies.
Beans. Those mashed potatoes. They're made of special goodness, not badness.
Have you guys ever eaten vichyssoise?
Vichyssoise?
I don't know if that's how you pronounce it.
No.
Vichyssoise. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a soup. It's made of, let's see, leeks, onions, potatoes, cream, and chicken stock. And it's usually served cold. It sounds horrible, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I only mention it because today is National Vichyssoise Day.
Okay.
Oh, it's the 18th. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's almost slipped by me.
I keep forgetting.
Believe that.
It is also World Pancreatic Cancer Day. So if you're going to get pancreatic cancer, today is the day.
I saw a commercial the other night for with Michael Landon's daughter. She was either promoting it or she's against it. I don't remember. I didn't see all of it, but I didn't know that. I didn't know that's what he died of exactly. I knew it was cancer, but I didn't know it was pancreatic. Yeah. Ooh, that's tough. Pancreatic cancer is a tough one.
So I think that honestly, in honor of pancreatic cancer, we should all do a lot of pottery with our loved ones today. That's what Patrick Swayze died of, Mike.
I didn't know that.
That's right.
Did not know that. Trust me, if I did not know Michael Landon died of that, I certainly wouldn't have known Patrick Swayze died of that.
And do you guys notice that both of them had really long hair?
Oh.
Just saying.
And they also both played the father on Little House on the Prairie.
But
that might not be true, but still one of them.
Also, Steve Jobs died of pancreatic cancer.
But short hair.
But short hair. Or did he just wear his hair in the form of a turtleneck?
True. Never saw him from the back. Never turned around, that man. You know that? Steve Jobs never turned around.
We mentioned it was that's true. Yeah, I never saw the back of him. We mentioned it was Owen Wilson's birthday, but there's another famous birthday today that I didn't mention. It's Mickey Mouse's birthday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I knew that was coming.
Wow.
That's Owen Mouse.
Owen Mouse.
Guys. Wow. Mickey Wilson.
That's amazing. Wow.
Listen, Donald, we gotta go. Let's go play some blackjack. We're gonna make some money.
This is the
Come
worst.
on, Mouse. Look at you. You're beautiful, Mouse. Come on, look at you. Look at your ears all slicked back. Let's go. Let's do this, baby.
Brian, I want to hear you talk. You told me that you were going to watch Rocky 4, and I know you did, and you watched a lot of Rocky 4
I went
stuff.
crazy.
What did you
apologize.
do? What day was this, and what did you do?
So last week we talked on the show, and then I decided later on I found the documentary on the making of the director's cut. So it's a 90-minute documentary. They followed Stallone during the pandemic as he was working on the director's cut of Rocky 4. Very, from an editor's perspective, fantastic. Some of the insight. Then I decided, like a good boy, I would watch Rocky 4 again. So I did. I watched Rocky 4 in its entirety. And then the next day was when the actual movie was released to the public via on demand. So then I watched the director's cut of Rocky 4. And it is much better. It is still Rocky 4. So just know that it's better. A lot of new footage, but a lot of stuff that wasn't seen in the first one. First half of the movie's different.
Yeah.
Wait, like by new footage, do you mean
They didn't reshoot anything, right?
So it's footage that was not used. So they didn't reshoot anything.
Okay,
Yeah.
I decided
It was footage. It was footage that in the film industry was dropped on the cutting room floor. Dropped.
Yes. You are correct, Mike.
Which means not released.
Not released, not dropped. Right? He's getting it. Josh, he's getting it.
He gets it. By golly, he's got it.
We're
So they
51
picked
minutes
it
into the
up.
show and we taught Mike something.
They picked it up and pasted it back in and then released it. So in film, dropped means not released.
Mm-hmm.
But the trailer was dropped, which means it is released.
Yeah.
It's very
in the industry, if you're dropped, that means that's bad. You got like dropped by my agent, dropped,
Yeah.
Yes, but we digress. So, anyways, yes, Paulie's robot is gone. There's a retelling of a little bit of the end of Rocky 3.
Did they get rid of Jar Jar Binks in this one? Because
he's gone.
Good.
He's gone as the trainer of Apollo Creed, which is why he lost to Drago. It's like, you should hit them harder. You know what? Come on, let's get this idiot out of here. Yeah, but it's much better in terms of Apollo Creed is played off a lot better. He doesn't really he gets torn to pieces if you watch the original, and this one he actually puts up a fight. It's a lot better.
Nice.
And the fight itself at the end, he re-edited a lot of it, so there's no missed punches at all. Everything looks great. It looks fantastic. He color corrected a lot of different things, color graded it differently, so it's good. It's only 3 minutes longer than the original, so I mean a lot was taken out.
I thought you said they added 45 minutes to it or something.
45 new minutes, but they took out 45 minutes.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay.
Is it really the same? Is it the same story generally, or
same
not?
Story,
that's a lot of change.
Take out all the humor for like the robot and some of the little jokes here and there. All that stuff's gone. It's played to be fairly serious. And then I don't want to bore you guys, but there's some stuff where they left the scenes a little longer just to let the actors act.
Right.
Like in the scenes between he and Adrian, it's a lot better. So, I mean, it's Rocky 4.
I was thinking, I'm glad you watched that and you could tell me about it, and I'm not going to see it. But now, knowing that it's not that much longer, I thought it was like going to be a 3 or 4 hour movie, and I wasn't going to watch that.
No,
I think I'll watch it now.
No, people would go insane.
Where do you get it at, Brian?
I watched it on Vudu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that Fathom who put out the film in the theaters. I think they own Vudu. So
you watched the documentary, the original, and the director's cut.
Yep, pretty much all in a row. Then I watched the director's cut twice, just to make sure. 3, 4.
That's 6 hours of Rocky that you watched.
My life gone. Yes. And Rocky Balboa was on the other night too, so I watched that. So Anyway, I got a problem, guys. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. Let's do this until Mike gives up.
So I'm waiting for the director's cut.
I gotta be honest. Your Stallone just cracks me up every time. It always sounds so stupid. But that's how he sounds. But you nail it right on. It just cracks me up when you do it.
I'm waiting for the director's cut of Over the Top now. So
Judge Dredd.
What is it?
like it's 25 minutes of me struggling arm wrestling that I wanted to show everybody.
You know, I don't think I ever saw that movie. Did you watch it Over the Top?
Over the Top?
Absolutely.
Oh, when it came out, I rushed to the theaters.
I'm gonna have to watch it. I don't think I've ever seen it.
That's how I knew the song "Eye of the Tiger." That's how I knew it because I watched
not from Rocky.
No. Over the Top.
Was that in Over the Top? Really?
Yeah.
What?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Eye of the Tiger was part of the soundtrack of Over the Top.
I think so. No. Now
you're
making me question everything I know.
Literally, Over the Top. The big song from Over the Top was "Meet Me Halfway" by Kenny Loggins.
Yeah.
Which incidentally is mentioned in the scene Mike's in my album.
That's right.
Technically, Eye of the Tiger is Rocky 3, and then it is in the new one. It is actually played in the director's cut again.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, and it actually appeared on the Rocky 4 soundtrack for some reason. That's weird.
What was the main song on Rocky 4?
Rocky 4 was "Burning Heart," the montage song. "Hearts of Fire."
Oh yeah.
There was "Living in America" obviously was a huge hit.
Oh, that's right. That was big. That was really big from that. Yeah.
I'd put on Facebook that I'd seen all those movies, and if anybody had any questions to ask me, of which comedian Stan Chen asked me, do they talk about the background of how they got James Brown? And I said, yeah, there's a 20-minute montage of him playing racquetball with Apollo Creed to establish their friendship. Just the visual of that, you either have to visual James Brown dressed as James Brown playing volleyball, racquetball, or him in shorts. Either one's hilarious. And then the amount of sweat in that scene alone would be amazing. It's funny to me. Well, we should wrap it up, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you guys have coming up? Josh, you got big shows coming up?
Just it's holiday corporate season, so that's my whole my month. That's it. We see. I think January we start doing public events again. So we'll reach out to let people know, and then February 11th we'll be in Chicago at Willow Creek.
Chicago.
Boys.
Okay, Mike, how about you?
I've got a few things. Most of them are with you, actually, but there's a few things coming up, but they're all, like Josh said, kind of private events for right now, and I don't think I have anything open to the public.
Well, I'm not going to share any of my public events now, or my private ones.
I want to hear your public ones. I just don't have any.
I don't know what I have coming up right away. Downtown Underground. I think I'll be doing that.
I'll be in Bismarck, North Dakota on December 4th.
Ooh.
All right. Nice.
That's right. Things have finally loosened up, and so I get to go to the deep Midwest in the middle of winter.
That's exciting, Mike.
Just like old times.
Yeah. Have you been to North Dakota, Mike?
I have several times, but never to Bismarck, I don't believe.
Okay, yeah. It's I don't want to insult anyone that lives in Bismarck, so I'm not going to talk about it. It's boy.
I'm sure it's the same as Fargo and all those little towns.
Mike needs a jacket, though, right, Josh?
You absolutely do. And plan ahead because you will probably get stuck in the snow.
All right, then.
There you go. That's my advice.
That's exactly what Mike wanted to hear.
Yeah.
For me, I have just FYI again, my album will drop on the November 30th. I'm excited about that. I'm excited for you guys to hear it and critique me and make me cry. And then and that's not just you guys here, whoever else happens to be listening to this. Check that out. It's going to be great. And then yeah, it's all I'm promoting at the moment. So excited.
Perfect.
And with that, I think we've done a bang up job, guys.
We did a good job. We did it.
I think we woke up. I think whoever has been listening and watching has woke up. Everybody's awake. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday, guys. I hope you guys listening have a wonderful Thursday too. And we'll see you guys. Well, maybe we'll see what happens. Next week is Thanksgiving, so we wish you happy Thanksgiving. Something will be on. We promise next week.
We'll release something.
Yeah, not big. I'm not going to promise any big surprise, but there might be a balloon. That's all I'm saying. Okay. All right, guys. Good morning.